the United States.
Frank Matthews was a much larger drug dealer than Frank Lucas.
Who was Frank Matthews, one of the biggest drug kingpin of America, nicknamed Black Caesar? Matthews, born 1944 in North Carolina, trained as a barber, drifted to Philadelphia and then to New York in the early 1960s. He earned himself a place in the city's number record for the inside barbershop and came in contact with the underworld figures into the 1960s. New York 5 Italian crime families and some Jewish underworld figures kept a grip on the drug dealing, specifically heroin. In the city black neighborhood Harlem, one black dealer who worked with the white mob was the famous gangster Bumpy Johnson, who died in 1968. But by then, independent African-American gangsters started coming up into the drug scene. In the mid-1960s, the mafia famed French connection of heroin trafficking was still going strong. The mafia ran the connection by exporting morphine base from opium poppies in Turkey and refining the product in Marseille, France, where the Corsican drug sellers sent the heroin to New York for street sales. It was through the Corsicans that Matthew would later enter the illegal drug trade and rise to become a major dealer. At first, Matthews felt he had to prove himself in New York's crime groups. He sought the attention of the Cabinos and the Bananos, but they refused to allow him. Through the number record, he met Spanish Raymond Marquez, one of New York's major number operators, who introduced Matthew to a Cuban friend, Roland Gonzalez, one of the town's main drug dealers. Gonzalez had him do some narcotics deals and two became friends. When Gonzalez fled to Venezuela to avoid the drug trafficking charge in 1969, he helped to set up Matthew back in the States. Gonzalez, working with Corsicans, became Matthew's supplier for heroin and cocaine from Latin America, propelling Matthews into the big time. While US authorities were well aware of Gonzalez for some reason, Matthews remained unknown to them for years. Matthew disliked the Italian crime families and avoided working with them. By the early 1970s, his drug empire spread to 21 states, from Boston to Connecticut to the Midwest. Matthew insisted on working with only African Americans and some Hispanics, and his underbosses. He was making as much as $25,000 in cash per deal. From 1969 to the early 1970s, he moved 100 to 150 kilos of heroin into New York. In 1971, he brazenly held a meeting for his dealers in Atlanta to discuss business. In 1972, he chaired another such conclave in Las Vegas. But things began to unravel for Matthews in the early 1970s, thanks to a neighbor of his Brooklyn who was a New York City police detective. The detective grew suspicious while observing Matthews, driving luxury cars and being visited day and night by men carrying paper bags. Checks of his vehicle license numbers showed some were known drug dealers, although there was nothing solid on Matthews. Finally, in June 1972, after Matthews' dealers meeting in Las Vegas, police received permission to tap his phone. He was preparing to move into a large house in the Upper Crust neighborhood on Staten Island with his wife and 3 kids. Authorities learned he was paying airline stewardess $1,000 a month to smuggle heroin in their flight bags to airport lockers. By then, Matthews was importing cocaine from the Corsicans in Caracas, Venezuela, to his Cuban connection, George Ramos, in Miami. Matthew made some careless remarks over the phone and 9 people were arrested, including Ramos in November 1972. Ramos rented him out in front of the federal grand jury and later entered witness protection. In December, the federal arrest warrant was issued to deliver Matthews. The law also caught up to Matthews' gangsters in February 1975. 80 members of what the New York Daily News described as black narcotics ring on the East Coast were indicted by the federal grand jury. 12 of them already serving time for other crimes. A drug dealer told the police that once, while visiting Matthews' the New York home to pay him, Matthews told him to put the cash nearby closet. The closet the dealer claimed was packed to eye level with stacks of money. Some believe Matthews would be 71 years old today, but maybe still alive. One source revealed he fled to the Bahamas, but no trace of him was found after a federal investigation, other that he was killed by gangsters. A former member of the US Marshal Service who handled his case thinks he's dead. The author, Ron Shipuk, also thinks it's likely that Matthews has died, but just what happened to him, maybe we never know.